And now, Energy's Us Production presents Pittsburgh Poltergeister Pedal and Action. This week's title, How to Redeem Dead Beings via Zorb, Emotions, Pains, Nanoparticles to be renewed. Sorry about my speech. I'm having trouble with some broken teeth. This is where you can find me on YouTube or BitChute, all about quantum pondering. I'm also on Rumble and Telegram, a social platform, kind of. If you have any questions, see my past videos. They're all quite short. Feel free to copy anything I teach or record. Please consider anything I teach. It helps enable the 100th monkey in the effect in our newly unifying fields. Back to today's topic. Wrong one. How to redeem dead beings. How to absorb plasmates. I'm really having a hard time. Something happened, or as soon as I tried to start this, I got hit with some kind of energy. Okay, we'll try to make this quick. What you would be doing would be gathering plasma energy, some fresh, but on this planet, it would all have been dead beings that were trapped under the magnetosphere. I'm gonna instead of. So let's start. Why would you? It was released from hell. Most has been redeemed, and if y'all could run around and do it, you are anyway, cleaning up the plasma. You just were unaware. But if you know you're doing it, all the little ailments and thought patterns, etc., you receive from it, you'd be aware and understand it's something temporary you're scrubbing out of localized plasma pool. Okay, I'll try to continue. It's like I got hit with some kind of energy as soon as I tried to start this. I can barely talk. Okay, so you have to prep yourself, your body, your mind, your spirit. Your body, you want to be in good shape. Make sure you don't hurt yourself. This is how I do it on a bicycle. Your mind, as I said, you have to know what you're going to absorb, as it were, and have to scrub through, and that it will be temporary, and not to let it make you ill. Don't believe it. You're actually caught in illness. It's just someone else's that was. It can be quite difficult. So start easy. And then, of course, your spirit, if you have any hang-ups within, look at the back physics I taught in the past, and you'll know how very little responsibility you have for so many odd thoughts that you don't seem to author. And allow yourself some comp time and have some modalities after you do this, if you're good at it, or overdo it. Have time for timeouts afterwards. That goes along with the last point. And like I said, you'll be getting outside thoughts as well. You get all that struggling pain and all the fears and everything they had when they died. But you get all their information, everything they learned, and it unifies the whole planetary surface plasma field so that it's all unified. It can connect to the galaxy more easily, as we've mentioned quite repeatedly. And then next thing, first prep yourself, then expect energy fluxes from within yourself, like I was talking about, emotion, magnetic, a multitude of symptoms I'll go into. And from plasmates. Plasmates is what I call the deceased fragmented soul energies. And you'll also expect EMF, electromagnetic frequency, countermeasures against you, since the humans have been hacked, and me too. This is why I'm having, all of a sudden, I can't hardly talk. All this became swollen in the front here. And that's one of them. Others, when I go out, burning on the tongue, dry burning lips covered with dust. You've seen what happens to my nose every time I try to do these from plasma nanoparticle drag-alongs, or dragons, you might say. And also energy fluxes. If you magnetag your local neighborhood and run these paths and intend and use augments and magnetic and cymatic devices to train these creatures to come to your house, the plasmates, it'll catch up to you after a while. And eventually it would be like lost sheep, someone says, that are trying to find the herd. Yeah, late herd home-ing. They're coming home. And then also disparagement from them coming in. That's more like imparagement, I guess. And then disparagement after you scrub them out, like you let go what was them, and because it just reconnects because it's clean, the bits and pieces, and then they find their original soul family or soul base, and that you're still connected, so you don't lose them, but you may feel disparagement. And if you lose, I'm not going to touch it yet, but if you use large magnets, try not to squeeze them real hard. Don't use them at first. I used the big one, and I brought it in the house, and for crying out loud, it took weeks for me to clean all the stuff it picked up. It was difficult. And also hyperegoics, I mentioned. It'll cause you to be hyperactive. Make sure you don't hurt yourself, especially if you're riding one of these. Dogs, when you leave with this flow rings that I've shown in all the videos, I'll go along with the camera and show you everything up close. They'll freak out, because if you're tagging all the metal poles and fire hydrants in your neighborhood, that's very similar to what the dogs do when they pee. That's why they pee on all the trees. And because they're indoors, usually, in my neighborhood at least, they're also with humans, so they're co-divinating. So that dog knows you're coming down the road, even though he may not be what you call psychic. And remember, you're using sound, magnets, motion, and your intent. And like I said, start slow and then add augments. Don't squeeze big magnets hard. Allow higher-ups, if you believe in a higher self or creator, God, whatever. Allow higher-ups to assist you, because remember, your egos can be overridden. Your antennual can be overridden, and you can be 96, 98% ego that's imposed upon you from a countermeasure, because we've all been hacked. Our field has been hacked. They understand how that all worked for a long time. Those that thought they owned us refer to the Act of 1871 and thousands years before that. And what you're doing, like I said, this is also, if you do it every couple of days, it will unify your local field, like your neighborhood, all the plasma that rests in the valleys and works its way up, trying to ascend back to the heavens. So you can magnet tag high and low. You can magnet tag the metal coverings on poles, utility poles, the coverings on the wires. That'll magnet tag the high side and do healing on it too. And then anything that runs signposts and fire hydrants, as does dog. And you're healing while you're still and in motion. And the creatures know your signature eventually, the plasmates. I shouldn't call them creatures. So they know your voice, your feelings, your magnetic signature. They'll get to know you. Like pet birds or something like that, or mice. Quantum encounters, synchronicities. You'll start to see a bunch of these as you magnet tag your neighborhood. It's like a dream or a twilight zone, the encounters you will have repeatedly. I'll do a quick point and then I'll go over everything. The battery died. No. Anyway, the flow rings. You want a helmet, lights, nice stuff. A place for a camera. You can do a healing on what you record, and it's effective and much safer than driving with your hands on the pedals or the handlebars like this or on a steering wheel. So if you record it, you can do it on a screen later and focus on certain things or places where you may see uptake. Have something for your lips or something to drink if you get the radio burns in your mouth or plasma burns on your lips and dust. That's just so I know the time. This is a coil. It works some, but is to lock the bike. Boombox, they can go Bluetooth or wire. So Bluetooth also incorporates more digital signatures of your emotional tunes or music. And then a large scooper magnet down here, this hockey puck looking item. And headphones as well if you're on foot. You can use them to listen to digital, cymatic, emotional cymatic noise and to incorporate. Also, you need love. Love is everything. And then also steel-toed boots or boots, shoes with magnets. The magnet will go right, like a hard drive magnet, neodymium magnet, will stick up on the inside of the steel toe. Oh, and guards at jails don't find them, but they smack the shoe and resets the magnetic toroidal field. And then it collects all the data in the jail and you take it with you when you leave.